Weiter geht's hier im Stream mit einem ganz besonderen Gast, das uns sehr freut, Eric Martin von Boardgamegeek. We switch to English, of course.
Entschuldigung, bitte.
That's no problem. We have a lot of international guests in the stream, and then we do it in English. Yes. How many times in Essen with this year?
This is my 10th year.
10th year.
Yes. First independently, I started in 2004, selling a magazine article to Games Magazine in the U.S. It was mostly so I could have a tax write-off for the trip. So every purchase was, of course, a research tool.
Yeah, of course.
It was very useful to have that. And it was, the fascination was immediate, just playing with people, as you mentioned, with all different languages all around. And mostly, what I remember most is learning Fairy Tale from a German, speaking to me in English, asking questions of the designer in Japanese, learning it with a Frenchman who was re-explaining the rules to his two friends in French.
So some Italian guy and
it was
Spanish
just this amazing experience at one table. The game was fine, but it was also just that people being so devoted and so dedicated, they make this effort to do this. It was astounding, and I want to recreate it.
And when did Boardgamegeek start to come here, like officially and with a lot of people and doing live streams and stuff like that?
It was before my time with Boardgamegeek. I believe it was 2009 was their first year doing this. We've grown a lot in the process of how to do this. We've become much more experienced in doing this. It takes a while. I don't know why it took until this year finally to realize we should have these special boards where everyone sets up the game off on the side.
Yes,
and
we
then,
got this tip already.
It's
that's
amazing.
a good idea.
And then when the time comes, you bring it on camera, and it saves 3 to 5 minutes a game, which is an hour and a half over the course of a day. Which is, why did it take 8 years to do this?
Maybe
I don't know.
You can lay out quickly what people can expect on your booth. Actually, it's a new booth. First,
yes, we're in Hall 7.
Yes.
Unexpectedly. I don't know. Yes. And what can we expect? We have a live stream for 5 days, even though the convention is only 4 days. We are here on press day, 10 to 7. Broadcasting roughly a new game demonstration every 10 to 15 minutes. So that's about 150 over the 5 days. We also go outside and we film other demos, so roughly 200 videos. We have some promos that we bring from the US. You know, if it's easier to buy them here, you can get some special things here.
There's also a game with brains.
The zombie game, I Hate Zombies, yes. With some plastic brains to get, if you like that. A few other things. That's mostly it.
And how much work do you spend on? I think there are so many people writing their Essen search list out of your Essen
this is the experience after
list.
A while.
Yeah, and
you just
how many thousand hours do you spend to make this awesome list?
I don't calculate it.
No?
No, it's probably a good idea. I've actually already started the Spiel 2016 preview because I know of a couple of titles that have already been, we've delayed it for this time, and okay, it started.
Just start early.
It started.
Yes.
It's the same last year. Zimmerg from NSKN. That was the first title. Last year was October 25th or something, right after Spiel ended. So it's kind of interesting. Yes, publishers are getting, some publishers are getting much better advanced with what they're doing, with promoting their games, sending out information, giving advanced images, and it's kind of a reaction to the market with 800, 900 new games. You need to get people's attention earlier and get them interested and get them looking ahead to what you're doing, and so they are planning and getting that information out there.
So the first list for 2016, Ein Fest für Odin von Feuerland, the new big Uwe Rosenberg title, was for this year announced. Now you can put it on the list for next year.
Yes, it is. It's on there already. Yes. Even though, of course, I think March is what they're
they said a little later, maybe.
Okay.
A little later.
We had Frank here.
Okay.
He said a little later.
At a certain
summer.
point, March to as long as it's now
Yeah.
Pre-Spiel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were at Gen Con first time for us this year, so maybe you can give us a little outside perspective on Spiel in comparison to the American conventions or the American board game scene. What's the main difference in your point of view?
The thing that strikes you immediately, two things, and it's interesting, sort of a contrast, at least it feels like a contrast. Here, many more people with strollers, multi-generations, and it's more of it's a daily outing. We come here, we look around, we have this, it's a family experience, we go home with a couple of games. So that's one. And the other is the beer and mead sold in the hall, which is impossible in the US. Could not happen. I mean, it just, no. It's interesting, just the difference there.
Here is a booth, when you buy a game, you get a free beer. It's possible.
And last year, I remember this Czech game, or some game from an Eastern European country, which was actually a drinking game, and the girl invited you to have some vodkas to play with her this game. So that would also not. So
that would not fly in the US.
Yeah, so this is a little different.
And one other difference is that Gen Con doesn't close. You can play nearly the whole night. There are other areas.
Yes. Spiel is very much the exhibitors, and they have their own play space. You go to Cosmos, so you set up a tent and you play for 4 hours and run through their catalog if you want to do that. And Gen Con, it's these generally tiny booths, and then you go play somewhere else. And this giant exhibit hall where it's just tables all over. Tables. If you're going to have a Magic the Gathering draft, it's in Hall F.
You find 1,000 other Magic.
Yes, and it's 24 hours that you're playing here. Here you scramble off to the hotels
and get some sleep, and
nobody
sleeps for 4 days. No?
Sleep, I don't know where that came from.
So with how many people you're here for Boardgamegeek?
11, I believe.
11 people?
Yes, we have only 6 employees, so I don't know where the other 5 came from. We have some. We have some volunteers who come and do
they just printed their own shirts and hello. Who are you?
Yes.
So what do you do when the hall closes?
There's lots of meetings. We had Asmodee has a giant press event where they show some of the games coming out over the next 6 to 12 months, and it's primarily for retailers and distributors and things. But I got to go too. So you get some advance notice just so you can remember to ask people later, follow up, and a lot of things aren't public now, but they will be later. Or the Spiel des Jahres dinner, you get to actually play a few games. It was remarkable.
Yes, we saw you there.
Yes.
Was your first time?
It's my first time there, yes.
Yes. That's great. I would really think that it's Tom Basel also should be there. I didn't saw him, or the few Americans there.
Well, we nicely, Tom Felber, head of the jury, came to BGG Con last year. It takes place in mid-November. Yeah. And gave a great talk all about the process and try to help people educate. People in the US sometimes have this misconception about Spiel des Jahres, and that it's really seems it's introducing a game to the public.
Yes. Yeah.
And in the US that somehow translates as German Game of the Year equals best game. And people say, that's impossible. No, it's not the best game. And it's not what it means. It serves a completely separate purpose, and it is wonderful for what it does. Right? If I play with my mother, I know which games to go to. I already know a good sense of what she knows, but it's great. He came and gave a talk, and then they came back in our May convention, and then they invited all the BGG crew.
That's great.
And we just kept, I don't know if it's the US frame of mind, but I was talking with someone from BGG after that, and he said, if there was a bomb here, the entire German game industry would disappear.
It's not such a big family. It fits in.
Well, it was a little worrisome. All the designers and publishers and everyone just finished. And it's interesting too, because I don't think we have anything comparable in the US to that type of event. And we've noticed in general that German publishers seem a a lot more friendly with each other.
Yeah.
They know each other, and some of it is just editors moving around to different houses.
They meet each other, showing, oh, that's my new
Yes.
prototype. Oh, that's
Oh.
our new prototype. Oh, cool.
Yes, I looked at this prototype. It's not good for me, but you should go
You can
talk
take
to
it.
Peter Eggert.
Oh.
Talk to him. You know, it's amazing the sort of cordial
That's
nature
it's a
there.
very special chemistry in this whole
Yes.
industry. So they,
Yeah.
And
they-
one more question. Is there any chance when you walk around that you discover a game that's
Yes.
not on your list?
Absolutely,
Yeah?
absolutely. I am ashamed.
happens?
Yes, many times. Even with publishers I know. Stefan Spiele, I somehow forgot to check his website. I don't usually get notices from him, but I have the list. I check through, try to check through again and again. Custom. Sorry. Yeah, and there's others. The influx recently of lots of Japanese publishers, Korean, from Taiwan. Always new, always new. It's great to see that, even more international spirit.
One question maybe about the Geek Bus
Mhm.
you're doing. Can you a little explain how this works and what's on number one right now? You know that?
Seven Wonders Duel.
Seven Wonders Duel is number one.
And 504
Okay.
is second.
Five Spiele, Friedhelm-Merz.
Yeah. Third is, I think, Mysterium. right now.
Okay. And
That's
how
what
is the system
So
working?
GeekBuzz works along the lines of Facebook, where we extract all the data from the Spiel preview, where it's just a cover image and a thumb or a heart, something. You get a code that you can come and log in, and you just tick off the things that you like. Maybe you play with your friends, you like them, you're interested. Totally up to people who come to visit what they want to remark on, and then that's just tallied, and top vote getter gets on top.
So it's a very open system.
It's a
Everybody-
very open system, not the graded system of fair play where we're trying to rank the grades, but each one has sort of their cultural backgrounds, I guess.
Yeah, I
how
mean,
they
it's a
originate.
good thing that you don't have the same system, otherwise it would be more
Pointless?
yeah, pointless. And I think when you say Mysterium is number 3, what was number 1?
Seven
Seven Wonders Duel,
Wonders
that's
Duel.
different. But I think Mysterium was last time I checked on Fair Play also 4 or 3. I think
Right.
Time Stories 2, Mombasa 1.
Which sometimes.
Well, mostly the more complex games get more ranked higher in the Fair Play
Yes.
Scout list, but you can say that's a good indicator which games have chances for the Deutsche Spielepreis.
Not necessarily. I mean,
Not
Beastie
necessarily.
Bar did excellent last year.
Yes, yes,
True.
yes.
And it's a fine game.
Yeah, of course.
But
No,
not-
nothing
not
for the
for the
Deutsche
Deutsche
Spielepreis. Yes, yes.
Spielepreis.
No, of course there are exceptions, but some games definitely show up on that list.
Yes.
Of course, this year Marco Polo was in Nuremberg, not here, so it couldn't show up.
Yes.
But yeah.
Some of your personal favorites this year?
I've talked all about time stories over and over again. Don't want to do that. I don't know.
Maybe you can talk a little bit about BGG-Con, your own convention. What's
Okay.
this? I mean, probably when we were at Gen Con, which is the biggest American convention, I still think we are one of the very few Germans there. I don't know, 5 Germans.
There were more.
There were more, yeah, but
Yes.
Not much. But still, maybe.
The French wildly outnumber you.
Yes. I don't know why this is. Maybe because everybody's focused on
Well,
Spiel here. And
I think it's because a lot of the French have realized that the U.S. is a strong market for them, and they are coming over on their own versus licensing games to other people. I think that's a big part of it.
Maybe. But about BGG-Con.
So we have a convention in Dallas, Texas, each year, which is where the owner lives. All of us work in our own places. We have 2,300 people coming for 5 days of a convention. It's mostly open gaming. There's a few tournaments that some people put on. We have a library with about 5,000 games that we keep in an airport hangar. We have a space for this. And
So this is the whole time the games wait there for the convention.
yes, we
Okay.
brought them out for a
But
May
what
convention.
if a bomb hits there?
I know. Yes, then we go to my attic, I guess. I don't know. We had a cruise convention in March, where it's a 7-day cruise around the Gulf of Mexico,
Oh,
and we
that sounds
carted
nice.
on a portion of the collection on the ship. The people played on the ship. So you go to the convention, you take out a game just like a book out of the library, go play it, bring it back, get something else.
In 5 days.
For 5 days. And it's very low
And
pressure.
closed in the night or also
no,
without
it's-
sleeping like Schenko?
It's open 24 hours.
Oh.
There's a exhibitor hall, but it's very minimal. It's sort of, 10 to 4. It's very low pressure for exhibitors. They get to do this, and then they go actually play games, which
Great.
never happens here.
Yeah. Did you play one game?
Here?
Yesterday maybe?
Yesterday I played it,
Yeah.
yes.
What did you play?
Flying Kiwis?
And did you like it?
Yes. How can you not love a stupid little game we sail around? We played, I think, 6 times in 15 minutes. And,
Very last question. Maybe it's not your main thing because you're mostly a contributor of content on the website.
Yes.
But of course, Board Game Geek has a very classic layout, I would call it. Most people love it. Yeah.
Yes.
Probably it would be the worst mistake ever in history to change it. But are there any internal discussions about it, or is this just something you don't mention?
No.
Don't mention the war.
We know it's ancient. Don't mention the war. We're gonna do. Yeah. We know the designer is a tech guy, and it looks like it was designed by a tech guy with endless streams of data. We've been working with a UI expert, a user interface expert, for about 8 months now on a redesign of the game pages themselves, which again are a blizzard of information. It is overwhelming. If you are a casual person and you go to this, you're just like, and close that window, done. So we're trying to strip out a lot of the material and hide it under tabs and make it much more user-friendly, where you've got a giant image of the game. This is a game site. We have games here.
So you
little
really
description, reviews.
It will change.
It's been in beta test. We've announced that. They're simultaneously redesigning the page so it works on a mobile device, whereas right now it is extremely hard to do anything on a mobile device.
Yeah,
on
that's
BGG.
true.
Yes, I know. I try to do game corrections, addition, open, close, open, move, but do it anyway. So that should be out by BGGCon in November for game pages.
Really? So
Yes.
I was expecting more an answer than I can't talk about this.
No.
That's
No,
great.
we've talked all about doing this. The front page will be next. Because yes, it needs
Step by
step. Well, initially the whole site was this tangled mess of spaghetti that you couldn't extract any one thing from the other. And we did all this security overhaul to compartmentalize everything and get everything set. That was all of 2014, was that. And then 2015 is game pages, and 2016
It's cover page.
front page.
Front page.
Yeah, make it look a little more inviting. Here.
Great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in our live stream.
Thank you
It was a
very
pleasure.
much.
Thank you for inviting me. This is my favorite event each year. Because there's just so many people coming together from all over, and also then I get to go to all the fine restaurants after.